These creatures are so strange you'd think they were fictional, like this see-through Kermit the Frog lookalike, and this turtle sporting hair more common in a rock concert than in the wild. The Lowland streaked Tenrec. Madagascar is home to quite a number of unique and weird creatures, but with regard to looking weird, this next animal on our list truly takes the cake. Tenrecs are endemic to Madagascar. They look like a cross between a shrew and a hedgehog. Their snouts are long and pointed while the coat exhibits spines. The Lowland streaked Tenrecs are distinguished by two main features. The first is a rather long, black-colored nose, which is longer than that of other small-sized insectivores. This includes hedgehogs, mice, and shrews. The other feature is black-colored coats, displaying yellow stripes and bright yellow spine crests, located over the top of their head and acting as a means of self-defense against predators. They're very sociable animals, often living in groups composed of up to 20 individuals. They're also diurnal, meaning they usually go out to forage at night, but never alone. For protection, they always go out in small groups. One more incredible thing about this animal is that they can regulate their body temperature at will. They can match their internal temperature with that of the air's ambient temperature, which comes pretty handy during winter, allowing them to cope with extreme weather. Diane's Bearhearted glass frog. You ever wondered where Jim Henson took inspiration from when he was creating Kermit the Frog? Well, probably not from this frog, because this species was only discovered in 2015. But the resemblance, with its bulging white eyes and black pupils, the resemblance really is uncanny. But what makes the Diane's Bearhearted glass frog quite unique is not its striking resemblance to the famous Muppet. It's because it has a transparent chest, exposing the entire contents of its chest cavity, including its heart. This lack of pigmentation in such a specific area and its purpose still baffles scientists to this day. This frog may look like Kermit, but it's not quite as cuddly. Male glass frogs are very territorial and will grapple fiercely with other males who trespass on their territory. The pink fairy armadillo. They don't have the power to grant wishes, but this animal is completely out of this world. The pink fairy armadillo generally ranges between 90 to 115 millimeters in length. This excludes its tail and will then weigh less than a pound. Similarly, this is the only species of armadillo that has its dorsal shell almost completely separate from its body. This unique animal resides in the dry grasslands and sandy plains of central Argentina. This sandy environment works well for the pink fairy armadillo since they're excellent diggers. In fact, they have the ability to completely bury themselves in a matter of seconds if threatened. The pink fairy armadillo uses their digging abilities to burrow in areas besides large ant colonies. Ants provide a constant food source for this species of armadillo, as well as they may also forage on worms, snails, and plant matter, but ants are their number one choice. Unfortunately, due to habit destruction, the population of the pink fairy armadillo is decreasing, and they've been listed as threatened since 1970. The Panku. You ever seen a fish with human teeth? Well, I have a few times on these lists, but you probably haven't seen it yet. Pankus are a large family of freshwater fish related to the piranha. However, while some species of Panku do look like piranha, they're actually herbivores and extremely peaceful. One of the primary differences between the two is that the piranha's teeth are triangular and razor sharp, and the Panku's teeth are more square-shaped and human-like. These fish make amazing pets. In fact, Pankus are also known to develop personalities as they grow older and can sometimes recognize their owners. Their fascinating behaviors make them a popular choice among aquaria enthusiasts. Don't think you can just rush off to any pet store and buy one of these guys, though. They can get so big they tend to become a handful. An adult Panku can be over 30 inches long and will need to be kept in a pond or an enormous tank. Canters giant soft-shelled turtle. No, you aren't looking at an overgrown tick. What you're looking at is actually, believe it or not, a turtle. Canters giant softshell is an exceptionally large freshwater turtle, with individuals known to reach over 1 meter in length and weigh more than 100 kilograms. Sadly, these extraordinary turtles are on the brink of extinction. This strange-looking turtle is also referred to as the frog-faced softshell, due to its odd facial features. These turtles have an extremely large distribution, from Bangladesh to the Philippines and Borneo, and it's possible that it actually comprises more than a single species. Primarily a freshwater turtle, but unusually for most freshwater species, is also found in brackish coastal waters. Cantor's giant softshell is under threat from harvesting by local people for meat. On top of that, you have accidental killing and persecution from fishermen when caught in fishing gear, and the destruction of its freshwater and coastal habitats. The Squid Worm. The Squid Worm looks like a fusion of two animals, half squid and half worm. Fact is, it's actually all worm, a member of the group that includes a familiar earthworm and leech. It just happens to have 10 long tentacles on its head. The tentacles are elastic and extendable, and they can be longer than the squid worm's 10 centimeter body. 2 of them, the yellower ones, are used for feeding. The other 8 are actually used to breathe or possibly to feel its way around. Its head also carries 2 feathery, brush-like structures. These structures are called nuchal organs that act like a nose, picking up chemical smells in the water. The squid worm lives in one of the richest but most mysterious layers, the demersal zone, just above the ocean floor. It's the largest habitat on Earth and a haven for undiscovered life. Here, animals can easily evade collection devices towed along the seafloor, while staying under the reach of mid-water nets dragged overhead. To appreciate the richness of life in these waters, you need special submersibles, which can move about easily and collect local animals without damaging their frail bodies. The Australian peacock spider. Always sporting a body completely covered with wild colors and exuberant patterns, Australian peacock spiders are truly a sight to behold. In addition to their spectacular coloring, the males are known for their crazy dancing courtship ritual. Male peacock spiders have evolved spectacular iridescent fans on their hindquarters and fancy dances to show them off. The dance of each species is unique, but most of them involve sensual leg waving and booty shaking. As if that wasn't enough, a male also periodically pauses his dance to drum on the ground, and occasionally on the female's head. Spiders don't have ears like we do, and instead hear through organs on their legs. The drumbeat's vibrations travel across the ground and up the legs of the female, which is apparently very attractive to them. The arachnids are vivid, but tiny at just 3 to 5 millimeters in size. But don't let their diminutive size fool you. Like almost all spiders, peacock spiders are venomous, but that doesn't mean they're dangerous to humans. Their little jaws are so tiny that they couldn't even puncture our skin. Humans are safe, but crickets and other spiders are not. Like all jumping spiders, the peacock spiders don't build webs. They stalk their prey like lions. When time comes, they pounce, and they can take down prey 3 or 4 times their size. Now it's time for the day's best pick. I'll be honest with you, never in my life have I seen an elephant with the face of a cat. That's simply an impossibility. But I did come across something very similar, and it's a very tragic story. The elephant without a trunk. An elephant's trunk is an amazingly useful organ. Also known as a proboscis, it can be used to breathe, bathe, transport water to its mouth, and grasp objects for eating. As an adult, an elephant's trunk is capable of lifting more than 700 pounds. All this is thanks to an array of some 40,000 muscles. In other words, elephants use their trunks for pretty much everything. So what happens when an elephant loses its trunk? It's a sad question that nobody really has an answer to, but it is a reality. In 2018, images and footage were released depicting an elephant calf missing its trunk. No one knows for sure what lopped the trunk off. It could be a predator, a snare, but you should be realizing by now that the loss of the appendage would really be a big deal. The calf in the video looks healthy and not at all underfed, which is probably because of the support of its mother and other members of the herd. The question is, will it be able to fend for itself once it loses that support? Needless to say, the future's bleak for this young, trunkless elephant. The Bald Yukari. South Americans reputedly nicknamed this poor bald monkey Mono Angles or English monkey in honor of the first sunburnt Britons to visit their homeland. Whether or not that's myth or reality, the Bald Yukari's scarlet pate does resemble that of a holidaymaker who's fallen asleep in the sun. During the rainy season, this vulnerable species lives high in the treetops of the Amazon River basin, but retreats closer to the ground in the dry season. This is so that they can go forage for nuts and seeds and other sustenance. It's most easily recognized by its red face and bald head, from which it derives its name. Some people compare them to old men and babies because of their baldness. There's no denying this species is uniquely handsome, though. The striking crimson color is caused by blood flow beneath the skin, specifically a thinner epidermis coupled with a higher concentration of capillaries in the face. The redness of a female's face is correlated with her estrogen levels. The redness of a male's face is indirectly related to his testosterone levels, according to a recent study. A redder face indicates a healthier monkey, since their faces, like ours, grow pale when they're ill, particularly with malaria, which is rampant in their habitat. The Merry River Turtle. With its green hair and the fact that the Joker movie was such a huge thing, you'd think someone thought it'd be funny to give this guy the Joker hairdo. However, as we've proven time and time again, the truth is way stranger than fiction. With fleshy barbels like spiked piercings under its chin and an uncanny ability to breathe through its genitals, the Merry River Turtle was thrust into the international spotlight overnight. Native to Queensland and the Sunshine Coast River it's named after, this punk rock turtle has a head crowned by vertical strands of algae that also grow on its body. In addition, it sports face furniture in the form of long, fleshy growths under its chin. However, perhaps the Merry River Turtle's most unusual feature is its ability to breathe through its genitals. The turtle has gill-like organs within its cloaca, a multi-purpose orifice used by reptiles for excretion and mating, that allow it to stay underwater for up to 3 days. See you all next time!